All right, and we are live. All right,
Hello.
everyone. Hey, how's it going?
Welcome, welcome.
Yeah, welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Welcome back to Project Eggroll podcast. We are currently live, and hopefully everyone's having a good Saturday so far. How are you doing, Grae?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I rewatched House of the Dragon episode 2 yesterday. So to make sure I couldn't forget anything.
Yeah, the only part I actually rewatched, I actually watched like I probably rewatched like probably like 30 maybe 40 minutes ago, but it was the part where they were talking on a bridge.
Talking on the bridge.
Yeah, Rhaenyra and what's it called again? Rhaenyra and
Oh,
Damon.
and Damon. Yeah, Damon.
Yeah,
When he took over Dragonstone. Okay, yeah.
yeah, but yeah. Anyways, chat. Anyways, we're officially back, and if you guys haven't already done so, please like, comment, and subscribe if you guys want to follow us. I definitely will support us in the long run. Please hit the notification bell, and you guys will get notified whenever we go live. We do go live every Saturday at 9 Pacific Standard Time, and let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, so the rings of power. Let's start off with that first. I'm gonna let you go ahead and give your thoughts on what you thought about the first two episodes.
Okay, so it's yeah, I'll be honest right from the get-go. I am not a Lord of the Rings huge fan. So there may be there's probably a lot of details that I missed that the fans that picked up that didn't like what they saw or didn't like the interpretation, because I know the series didn't really follow the books or the source material.
Mm-hmm.
And Galadriel, I think the actress is Morfydd Clark. Is that correct? Morfydd. I had to Google her the actress's name. She kind of kills the vibe for me. In terms of like I mean, she delivers her lines okay. Like they're trying to make Galadriel like the stern and strong woman, but I don't know her character in the books. So, but I know her character in Lord of the Rings is kind of like she didn't really come off that way. You know, she's a powerful mystical character, but not in a way that's not in a strong Whammon way. But
Mm-hmm.
this this actress Morfydd Clark, I think she this was pointed out by Hughes Babyface. So it stuck in my mind for the while I was watching it, and it really shows because her face, it stays the same the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
It stays it's, as this term is, the resting bitch face. It's really the accurate way of describing it. Like, it's like whenever people tell her something, we have to go back. There's the evil's gone. It's like there's still evil here. I can feel it. I see it. It's like it's always the same face. It kind of kills the vibe whenever
Uh-huh.
it's like it's supposed to be a happy occasion, or it's over. You've finished you've done your duty. It's always the same face. It kind of kills what the overall tone of the message. Okay, but yeah, before I go more to the negatives, so on the good stuff, it's actually a really great series. I mean, in terms of visuals, in a visual perspective, like you can tell that it's a very expensive TV series. It's a $1 billion project for sure. Like
Mm-hmm.
from all the scenery, all the cinematics, the costumes, everything, the lighting, everything looks beautiful. That's for sure. Except for a couple of things, like there was that scene in episode 1 where I forgot the term they call the Hobbit. I don't think they can use the Hobbit as the term for the small people,
Yeah,
if that's correct.
they used Harfoots.
Yeah, the Harfoots. The Harfoots in the very first scene they were introduced, it was like there were just these two walking wingmen. Wait, let me try to look for that scene. Let me try to look for that
Yeah,
scene.
if you have it on your end, you can pull it up, and then I'll go ahead and share screen, share your
Oh,
screen.
okay. Let me see. Let me mute a little bit.
Yeah, but I do believe you are right that we are I guess it's sort of like legal reasons or something like that. They are not really allowed to use hobbits, right? So it's sort of like they're hobbits but not hobbits, and like Nori is basically Nori and Poppy is basically like Samwise, like female Samwise and female Frodo. And it's funny is because like the person they got cast as Nori sort of does actually look like actually sort of does look like Frodo. That's just pretty funny.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if, as far as I know, people mostly have an issue with making them female? Because like I think I see it like there's a female Sam and a female Frodo with Nori
Yeah.
and her tandem. I forgot her name. I don't remember her
Yeah,
name.
I think her name is Poppy.
Poppy.
Yeah, Poppy is
Pop.
like her sort of like sort of like thicker, like goofier, like friend, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I think I'm okay with it. I don't like them as much compared to Frodo and Sam, but I mean
yeah,
it's still pretty early. I can't really say much. And yeah, their story arc so far is like helping out this mysterious dude who fell from the sky. So
yeah.
that's basically like, okay, who is this person? Like this Nori feel this is a very important person. So,
I have my
uh
theories, but yeah,
yeah, yeah. Actually, Jeremy Jan has a theory. I think it is Gandalf. I think,
yeah, I think so too.
yeah. They're probably going for the. Do you remember the plot, the introduction of Tyrael in Diablo 3?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Fallen
yeah,
Angel. Yes.
yeah. It's they're probably gunning for that. Like the moment he touches something or he gets exposed to something, he's gonna remember everything. I remember. I'm Gandalf the White, or
Yeah,
Gandalf the Gray. The Gray.
Gandalf the
Nice.
Grey.
Yeah, it's not yet white. Yeah, he's probably gonna go for something like that. But I
like,
don't know.
like,
So far it's okay, I suppose. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm not very cynical about the series, unlike many other people. But then again, this is because I'm considered a normie, or not even, because I
yeah,
don't. I need to rewatch the Lord of the Rings movies to remember a lot of the stuff. And what about what the do you know? Remember Arondir and Bronwyn?
yeah. Aaron Deer is the black elf, and Bronwyn was is the
The
like I guess like
healer.
yeah the like it looks like a love interest too. I don't know, like forbidden love, between a human and
Yeah,
a black
yeah,
elf.
yeah. I was gonna say it's like, is that really Lord of the Rings? It doesn't feel like a Lord of the Rings subplot, in my opinion.
Uh, uh,
Yeah,
uh
yeah. Go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, but according to what I know, and so, sort of like what I heard, like watching Gary from Nerdrotic and folks from like Geeks and Gamer, like Jeremy and like Ryan Kennel, and they said that especially Gary Beekler, like he's like a I don't know, like when it comes to like token lore, and token like scholar and stuff like that, I think like he could like he's such a big fan of that series that he can be considered like a token scholar, right? Like he read he has like all the books, like and like he's such a major fan, and plus like he always tells everyone that like he used to own a comic shop in like San Francisco and stuff, and he said
Yeah, he
that
mentioned that.
Tolkien wanted to have a story for England, right? For that sort of like centered around like sort of like a fantasy story for England. And majority of the elves were sort of revered as like high like elves, and sort of like the majority of them are, well, not the majority, but all of them should be white, is because this was sort of the story that they he sort of made himself, and they wanted to I guess the new creators, they wanted to be more inclusive, right? So they casted a black elf, a black dwarf, and like just to make sure that like this it's more inclusive, that's more like that's more sort of make that's appeals to everyone, right? And since
Yeah,
this, like you said earlier, spending $1 billion on this like entire thing, like you like he Jeff Bezos really wants to hammer it home that, hey, this is for everyone. And just because you don't see like in Peter Jackson's trilogy, you don't see any like black people, but like let's change that. Let's add in and let's make up a bunch of new characters that has nothing to do with anything, and it would just sort of make it our story. And it's just like that wasn't how the original lore was. So I think in terms of that, like if I'm watching like a movie that's all about like Chinese people, right?
Mm.
I'm not gonna go in and let's say if I'm a white person, I'm not gonna go in and thinking like there better be a white person in here, man. Like or it's like, oh man, it would be so cool to have a white person here. You're going in knowing the type of lore. I'm not saying that the Tolkien or Lord of the Rings universe doesn't have black people, because in I believe the Two Towers, they had like those darker folks from the south. They had like those crazy giant elephants, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like they had those, but the thing is that they don't want to use that is because maybe they're not cool enough. So they wanted to have, oh, let's make like one, like each character like from every race will have one major black role, right? I believe you have like a queen that's supposed to be coming up like in the next episode, like a human queen, and then you already have Disa, for that represents the black dwarf, and then you
Yeah,
also
yeah, the
have,
queen.
yeah, and then you have Arendir, which is the black elf. Like you have to have that sort of token black person. And I think like that's the reason why like Tolkien was like his son, and even the Tolkien scholar, which Amazon fired, was just like, yeah, we don't, like, this is not what my dad wrote, right? Like in Tolkien's sons, like that's not what my dad wrote. Tolkien scholars like, this is not what's in the books. You're straying from the books. And
Mhm.
I don't think they care, right? That they're like, we have the property, suck it up. It's our thing now. If you don't like it, you can get out, right? So that's
Yeah.
how I felt like it is. But the thing is that the good thing is it's not like shoved down our throats. Like it's just they're just there. And I think I think it's fine though. Like it's I guess it is what it is now.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
We're
my
on the same boat.
yeah, who am
I,
I to say whether or not like actual, like, if people who feel like, oh, that's me, I can see myself, I'm a Chinese person, and how come I don't see myself in Lord of the Rings? Like for me, like I'm not like that. Like I don't care, just make good shit and entertainment stuff,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like if I were to have that rationality, like why is there no Filipino Chinese in the game or in the movie or in the I cannot enjoy 99% of the content out there if I follow that rationality. It's like I mean, I don't know. It's probably depends on a lot of people what they went through in the past that they need to feel that kind of validation. But for me, it's all about just doing things and proving things to them rather than
Mhm.
trying to. I don't know. It's I can't really speak for them because like they probably went through a lot, like a lot of rejection with their probably close to their loved ones and stuff like that. So I don't really want to dwell on that and try to lash out on them in that way. But yeah, I don't know. I'm my point with Arendir and Bronwyn is like it feels like whoever the people who wrote this part, I feel like it's something that they are going through personally that they put into the movie, that they put
Mhm.
into the series. Because I don't know, was human and elf relationship really a big topic in the Tolkien lore in the Lord of the Rings plot? I don't recall in the trilogy or in the Hobbit, but I don't know if it's
So
actually in the books. It was actually taken in the books.
I'm pretty sure it was, like, I know that what's it called again? What's her name? God, Liv Tyler's character, Awen or something. Like I actually have her sword up there. Like let me actually just bring let me actually show you. Like it's Drake. But all right. So yeah, so this is the sword that she had
Oh,
in the first Lord of the Rings, right? This is Liv Tyler's character, right? So it's funny, it's because a coworker of mine, she's like, I don't want this. This is taking up a lot of room. So like she was like, do you want it? And I was like sure, like, and plus like I like having like these kind of like replicas and stuff like that. As you can
yeah,
tell,
that's cool.
right over, I'm gonna point with this
Yeah,
thing right over there. There's like a sort of like a wall katana. But yeah, for me, like that character, I'm pretty sure was in like Tolkien, like actual part of the lore, in even in like Lord of the Rings, the first one, right? Like you could tell that Aragorn and Liv Tyler's character had sort of like a some kind of relationship, right? So, like a love interest. And I don't think it's a forbidden thing But I think what made it more like in this one's maybe it's more like earlier on where it's considered taboo, right? It's sort of
Oh,
it's
okay,
sort of like
okay.
like if you think about in the 60s, they have they sort of have like different restrooms for like different people, right? And even having like interracial marriage is considered like looked down upon back in the day, right? And then it sort of like
Okay.
became more of a normality now. So maybe they're trying to talk about, how like because in the
How it went,
60s, yeah,
how
in the
it
70s,
was.
yeah, it was not a thing. So maybe they're trying to like, hey, this thing is more like old school, like because this is like way before. Like I believe this is even before Isildur threw the ring into the fire, right? They like if you look at it, like Galadriel was really young looking. Same thing with like Elrond. So I'm not sure if the rings were even crafted yet. So I'm assuming that I'm pretty sure they're just like this is back then. Um, elf and human relationships weren't a thing. It's considered like taboo and forbidden. So, but yeah,
Mm.
let me put this back.
Okay, okay, yeah, all right, yeah. See, I don't because yeah, it was something of a first for me for Lord of the Rings perspective. But yeah, okay, I suppose they're pretty much okay. I'm okay with the two of them actually, but I am not a fan of Bronwyn's son, Theo.
Oh yeah, yeah. Screw that kid. I'm not a big fan of that. I hate that
It,
kid.
it's so weird. It's like what is this artifact he's carrying that is clearly there's something wrong, there's something sinister about it, and he chooses to hide it.
Mhm.
He choose like he even dug it up under their barn or something.
Yeah, like it looks like
It's
something that like Sauron dropped or something like that, right?
yeah, yeah.
And like like at the end of like near the end of episode 2, you have like like because he got cut fighting that weird like orc thing, right? And like his blood sort of like was like crawling upwards towards the hilt of the sword, and it was just sort of like what? And it's sort the sword is sort of like reforming, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Stupid Theo.
we got a comment from Catlu. I got the feeling that the elves were not a favorite race for everyone. Why is that? So, I think it's because based on reviews, but I am because the elves were like a mystical race. They're supposed to be a very powerful race because they live for centuries, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe even more. So it feels like they're just regular people. That's according to the reviews, but yeah, I kind of felt that way. They're like maybe they're more of a warrior type race, but I think they were meant to be more. They're meant to be more mystical. They're meant to be more powerful. I think that's what the fans were looking for. That's why they think that the elves are normal people. It feels like they're just regular people with pointy ears. That's what many are. That's the impression many are getting in the first two episodes so far.
Yeah,
Yeah, there we go,
I
Theo.
I I'm double checking right now. So I do know that see I'm yeah, stupid Theo, you stupid child. All right, let me actually share this really quick. So I'm just going to share this really quick so we can see what I'm looking at here. All right, so I actually googled it right now, just to double check. So are elves in Lord of the Rings immortal? According to Tolkien, once elves becomes an adult, they never get older.
Oh,
They are
okay.
also less vulnerable to physical damage, but they aren't immortal. The lives of the elves endures as the world endures. Elves could be slain or die of grief, but we're not subject to age or disease. Wow. That yeah. So
Oh,
so here's
okay.
the thing. If I was a basic bitch normal person, I would be super jealous and I would hate them for that. I'll hate them for being so. If you think about it, do you okay? We heard that they're trying to bring the Lord of the Rings into the modern age. That's considered racist. If you think that's considered a racist thing, right? Because you hate them for who they are, right? Is because even though they didn't, it's just they they're it's just that that's them, So
Yeah.
when an elf dies, his or her his spirits goes to Mandos for judgment, and after a period of waiting, will be re-embodied. So sort of like reincarnated. So
Reincarnated. Yeah.
yeah, so elves are immortal and remain unwearied with age. They also can recover from wounds that would be fatal to man, but they can also be killed in battle. So do you remember in what's it called again? The two. the two towers in the Battle of Rohan, right? And there was
Yeah,
what's it called again?
yes.
There's one of the like the main elves, like sort of like the leader. I forgot his name, but he ends up getting shot and killed, right? And what's it called again? Yeah. So yeah, I can see because they're godlike. Yeah, so I think they can die, but they cannot age. So if they are not killed off or like like or anything like that, like they will live
Yeah,
forever.
they'll live
And
forever, yes.
so that's why at the end of what's it called again? At the end of Lord of the Rings: Return of the King, I believe who it was. Someone said it's like the eight. It's like the age of elves are over. It's the age of man, and that's why like all the elves and like and people who sort of like had touched what's it called again, the ring, such as Bilbo and Frodo, they all have to go to the land of the undying. Right, they all have to sail on a ship, and they have to go all the way. And it's I believe it's that land where Galadriel was supposed to go. I believe. I'm not 100% sure. At least that's what I think. She's supposed to go there, but of course, she jumped out and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was wondering what happened in the end of the first episode. It's like, did they? Was the ship destroyed? What is the light they're up? Oh, so they're being sent already to
Yeah.
whatever. Oh, okay. Understood. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's like I don't pretend to understand what was going on, so it's like I had to ask what was happening here. But it's
Mhm.
kind of weird that she ends up in the middle of the sea out of nowhere, and she's just miraculously swims all the way until she finds castaways. Or
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't like that either. Even though because this was a was the series approached in such a way that Galadriel is supposed to be really powerful already. I
Yeah.
because I
Yeah. Go
I
ahead. Go
was
ahead. Go
under
ahead.
the impression that it's how she got there, how she became like the top of the food chain in with the elves by the time it's in the Lord of the Rings. Not she's already really OP in the very beginning.
Yeah. Like for me, if there's a character that it's sort of like immediately OP and strong like that, like I would at least want to see like a quick montage, maybe like a 10 to 20 second montage of her training her butt off, right? Training her butt off, like maybe like do you remember in what's it called again? Wonder Woman, like in the beginning, like she like you see her as a little girl, she's training and stuff like that, and now she's an adult.
Yes,
Like
yes.
they should have done something like that. I mean, it's like, oh, I like I've been training with my brother all the time. He's been teaching me, and he's like one of the best warriors, right? Or he's one of the best elven warriors. So then when he died, now it's time for me to sort of like become like I'm gonna avenge him and stuff like that. But yeah, but back to your question about the light. So I'm reading right here. It says, I'm gonna grab this crap really quick. So it says right here, where did Frodo die at the end of the book, or the last book? So first, let's recap a little. The final pages of the Return of the King. Frodo, along with his friends Bilbo Baggins and Gandalf, board the last ship leaving Middle Earth, known as the White Ship. They sail away to the on an elven vessel alongside Gildor, Elrond, Celeborn, and Galadriel, on the whole host and a whole host of other elves. So sort of like they're basically sailing west, right? So they're heading west across the seas of the elven realm Valinor, part of the mysterious and heavenly undying lands. So that's where Galadriel was supposed to go, but she
Oh,
didn't
okay.
go. She was like, no, right? I want to be super.
Okay.
I want to be super selfish and put all my men in danger and shit like that, and to go find Sauron, even though we're not sure he's alive or not. We all know he's alive, but yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
that's where they're supposed to go.
Okay. Yeah, I think they could have explained the Undying Lands better for people like me, for example. It's like I don't remember that was actually a thing because it's been
Mhm.
a long time. It's been a long time. I think for newcomers it would have been a lot friendlier if they explained it that way rather than like because I really got the impression like the ship got destroyed and she's the only survivor, something like that.
Yeah,
Because
but
because while they were playing the scene towards the light, it felt like they were playing really sinister music. So I thought like, and the meteor was the at that time the meteor of the mysterious guy in the sky. So I was under the impression like, is that meteor gonna land in there right at their ship? Is that what happened? I got so confused along that part of the episode. So I think they could have explained it better that the reason why Galadriel was so hesitant lay down her sword is because she was headed to the Undying Lands. I didn't know that was gonna happen. It's like I was under the impression that she was being really stubborn. Like she just wants to look for Sauron for the sake of doing it. But yeah, if she strongly feels that way, I think you just go on your own first. At least
Mhm.
that's what I would think. That's how I would think. It's because yeah, because other people have to live their life. They want to do something else. It's not an immediate threat anyway. We don't see any immediate threats yet, until we see with this otherwise. Then that changes. But in that situation, I would just say, okay, everyone else, go home, do live your lives. Well, I still think evil is afoot. I mean, she could have been that way, right? I think she would have been far more likable that way. And
Yeah.
yeah, and about what you said, yes, I prefer her seeing her in her like level 1 form first, right? Like
Mhm.
learning the ropes, getting better, what happened to her that made her so powerful. Because I think it failed to show that in the first episode. Like, I was really not a fan of how she took down the ice troll. It's like
Yes.
it's incredibly ridiculous. Like,
Yeah. It was so stupid. Like the first thing I said, I remember I was watching with my wife, and the first thing I said, I was like, "How much do you want to bet she one shots that ice troll?"
well, she
Oh,
kind of did. She kind of did. Not one
yeah.
shot, but it might as well have been.
Yeah, like
Like,
she single-handedly took out the troll by herself. Oh, she
uh
might have got like some assist points from the alley oop and shit.
yeah. It, it's it's like it's also they also dumbed down everyone else in that scene. It's like it was clear that the troll was about to throw a debris. Like
Yeah.
they're all waiting for him. Like, okay, well, let's wait for him. Let's wait for the troll. It's clear that he was about to throw a debris. I think even through one that missed. So they should be expecting that a debris was gonna come their way. Then when the debris landed, it didn't even look like they got hit. They're just, oh,
No. They're like,
it
"Ugh."
didn't.
Yo,
Yeah,
I actually found a video on Twitter, the scummy place that's called Twitter. This will actually show a sort of comparison, and let's actually check this shit out right here. We have audio. All right, let's we have audio. Go ahead. Damn, like it required like everyone.
yeah, exactly. I was about to say that. Like, the Fellowship had a crazy ass hard time taking down one troll.
Right? Like it took everyone
Yeah,
to take down the
took
cave troll.
everyone. Exactly. I remember the Fellowship really had a hard time just taking down one.
Yeah. Alley oop! Stab.
Yeah,
It's like it was like see it's like it was exactly like that, right? It was literally
yeah,
like it's like it was just her by like she got like an alley oop from the big sword feller, and then she's like bam 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 bam. I don't need anyone because I'm the best, right? Versus yeah, granted maybe the cave troll is a little bigger, or or
yeah,
or.
yeah.
or or maybe because they were high elves and so she used to just the bestest ever, right? But it felt like it wasn't it just felt like it it was like, wow, she didn't need anyone's help. She was just that good already. And if they showed like a montage of her like fighting big things like when she was younger or something like that, or like like it would probably been better. But that part, me and my wife were just like, what like, and she was like, well, she did take off she did take out the snow troll by herself. So, but yeah, man.
Yeah, but it's kind of an undeserved scene because we didn't see what it took to get there, and it kind of also proves my point that if you're gonna search for evil that's in dormant evil that hasn't been around for the longest time, then you might as well just investigate on your own if you really feel that it's still not over, rather than dragging everyone who can't beat it ice troll, but you can beat on your own apparently.
Yeah.
You can beat it on your own. So if you're that good, let's say, then you might as well just let people go, which eventually they did, because like, no, we're not gonna follow you anymore. You go on your own, which is what they did eventually.
Maybe she needed maybe the only way that she would been able to defeat that snow troll was, or the ice troll was the alley oop. If she didn't get that, she probably would have died. Right? She
Maybe,
got that
yeah.
boost. She got the boost power.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, it's what's that called again? I would say like the thing is that we don't know how much training she's got, and if they actually showed a little bit more of her training, showed a little bit more of her just being able like it's sort of that same thing that we had with like Mary Sue's, right? It's sort of they're just really good for no reason. And the thing is that we have never actually seen like Warrior Galadriel ever. Like, I'm not sure that Warrior Galadriel was actually even in the books or anything like that.
yeah.
I
In
heard that she was supposed to be that was made for the show.
Yeah, because me and my best friend used to play a lot of Lord of the Rings. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. It's a real-time strategy. It's called the Battle for Middle Earth.
Mhm.
Yeah. So Galadriel was in the second game. She was in Battle for Middle Earth too. She doesn't come off as a warrior at all. I don't know if I
Mhm.
can still look for a screenshot, but she's actually a powerful mage. Like she's like a much better Gandalf.
Mhm.
In Yeah, not like that. Not Galadriel.
Sorry, I saw
Yeah,
it and I have
yeah.
to show it. Yeah, okay, continue.
Yeah. But my point being, like, she was. Let me try to look for Galadriel Battle for Middle Earth 2.
But yeah, I think the only one I actually played was the one for like GameCube. That was a long time ago though.
The Two
That was quite
Towers.
some time ago. Yeah, yeah. I think it was a two tower one or something like that. But yeah, it was quite
Okay,
a long
yeah.
time ago.
It's kind of tough to look for one because the game is already. Yeah, the game got decommissioned when EA lost the license. I
Mhm.
don't know if I can show a video of it. Let me see.
Yeah,
Wait.
like for me, it's man, the reviews for it is not good either. Like I went on to Rotten Tomatoes, and Rotten Tomatoes score for it, like is not doing so well, right? So let me go ahead and share. Let me go ahead and bring this up really quick. All right, yeah. So we have a Rotten Tomatoes right over here, and Rotten Tomatoes, the critic score is 84% with about 230 reviewers, and 38% with audience score, and that's 14,000 reviews, right? And
Yeah.
and we know that I for me I don't really trust Rotten Tomatoes critic reviews or critic score. I only trust audience score now, right? Because like for like there's a lot of things I've seen where it's like the critic review is really bad, but like the audience is really good. So like the Terminal List, like that,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the Terminal List was good, but why did a critic give it really bad or something like that? Like this is actually pretty bad, and like we already have articles coming out like from the Hollywood Reporter saying that like, is the Rings of Power getting a review bombed? I'm like, how is it getting a review bombed? It's like this is a consensus saying that how bad they think this is. It's like for me, first and foremost, I was falling asleep watching the first episode. I was literally
Yeah.
sitting there and I was falling asleep. It was so boring. And I was telling Kat, I was telling her, I was like, this looks beautiful, right? Like you said, like the
Hmm.
show looks great. The show looks like it has has a big budget, has a crap ton of money invested in it. But Galadriel, I'm not sure. I don't think it's the actress's it's not her fault. It's the writing's fault and the direction. And her character seems very one dimensional. I want to get revenge for my brother. I want to take down Sauron. I don't care who I put in a danger, right? It's like she was climbing up that the ice wall. Sort of reminds me of the wall from Game of Thrones, right? And they're climbing up it, and then like the other high elves were like under, and then she was like, and then they look up and she's like way up, she's way up there because she's better. and and they get up there and it's like, we're supposed to go back, like we're done with our mission, we need to go back now. And she's like, no, I need to look for this thing, that because I saw something and there's supposed to be orcs, and the Sauron's out there and stuff like that. And then like literally putting them in danger because of her own selfish needs of, because I need
Yes.
to take this down, right? And like for me, I thought that's just like, this is very one-dimensional character. I don't see any character growth with her. Like even when she met Halbrand, right? In the
Yes.
second
Yes.
episode. Like,
In the boat.
yeah, it's like I felt like she just like, where's the orcs? You had orcs? Where are they? Let's go there now.
Yes.
And it's like, what
Yes.
about this guy, man? Like he has lost a bunch of his shipmates, and this guy said that like his village is completely decimated. Like, why would you like just leave that guy alone? It's like, no, we got to go back because there are orcs there. I'm like, dude, who, like, do you not care about anyone other than yourself? So I just felt like she's a badly written character.
Yeah. Yeah. Same. That's why it's getting a lot of backlash. I can see why. Then yeah, not much happened in the second episode actually. It's like Nori trying to help the mysterious man recall his memories, or maybe even helping him. What
Mhm.
else happened in the second episode? Yeah, then Arondir investigating what happened in the village.
Mhm.
I think it got massacred. Then there was a hole underground. Then he told, or Arondir told Bronwyn, okay, warn the others, warn the others that there's something ominous coming. Then I
Mhm.
think what was it that attacked the village? The orc? Was it an orc?
Yeah, it looked like an orc with like a skeletal mask, right? Let me actually find a photo of that.
Yeah, it's
Uh, let me see. I believe it was. It's like a weird looking. It's like, yeah, it had a skeletal mask. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. We don't. I don't think we don't see its face, but I think it could be this thing. Let me actually bring up my. I think it could be this thing because this looks like the helmet it was wearing. Uh, I think it might be this thing. Like it looks like it's wearing, like the helmet is up right now, like the mask, but I think it's this thing. I'm not 100% sure. Like this could be in like episode 3 or 4, but this is part of the promo, the promotional like images that Amazon put out.
yeah. It looks more like an orc, unless it's an uruk. Uruk is like once an elf but got corrupted. I think it went through up. I'm not particularly sure of the process, but they're evil elves. But I don't think so. I don't think they're. I think it's more of an orc than an uruk. Yeah, I'm familiar with uruks because of Battle for Middle Earth. That's how I got.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I know. That's how I know about them.
Yeah, it's the one that was in the first Lord of the Rings, right? That
Yeah,
sort of like,
the one that killed Sean Bean.
oh
The one
yeah,
that shot. Yeah, that one. That's an uruk.
it's so is it the one that says meat's back on the menu, boys? Is it
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
one?
That one. That one.
Yeah,
That's an uruk.
nice. Yeah, yeah, like those were cool. Like I actually really like those, is because they're like fallen elves, right? Like,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they actually they're actually like warriors, and they know how to fight. Like I actually think that's really cool. But
Mhm,
that
mhm.
I wonder how they're gonna introduce it. Um, like episode 1 for me was pretty boring. There's introduced like there's introduction, and you can already tell there's sort of like racism towards Arendir when he's like,
Mm,
"Oh, what is he doing here? Oh, one of the pointy ears," right? Like saying like how they're like you can tell like okay, the humans despise the elves. Is it because they think they're like holier than thou because like
yeah.
they can't die and they're better or that you think you're better than me and stuff like that. And like even in what's it called again when Galadriel went onto that boat in the second episode and those people like sort of like moved her hair and it's like, oh, you're an elf, get out of here, like it's your
Yeah.
fault like this shit's happening, right? And they like the elves have been around for like centuries. And
Mhm.
like for me like I just think like out of all the characters that so far introduced in both episode 1 and 2, yeah, the most like Galadriel's such a boring character. Like I do not care what happens to her. We all know what happens to her in the future based off the movies, and but like I think that like what's it called again? Nori's character development is a little bit more interesting. I think Elrond's like sort of like what he's going through with what's it called again? The
Durin, the
yeah, yeah,
dwarf.
yeah, yeah, Durin and what's it called again? God, what Disa? Yeah, like Disa.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, like I think that's
the
more.
queen.
I
That's
think
more
that's more.
interesting.
Yeah, more interesting for me. I'm just like I don't care. But do you want to hear something though? I'm not sure if it's true, but I'm not sure if you want to hear it.
Hear what?
So a lot of people were like, "Oh, we think this person is Sauron. We think this person is Sauron." But according to what I know, I heard because one of Sauron's abilities is shapeshifting.
Oh, I do you mean the Eminem thing?
No, no, not the Eminem person.
Okay, okay, okay.
So
Something else.
according to
Okay,
what
it's fine. It's fine with me. Honestly,
okay,
it's
so
fine.
so according to what I heard, and this is directly from Gary from Nerdrotic. He said
Okay.
that Halbrand is is Sauron.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like I think like I that he I'm not sure what his story is, but I know that he's trying to probably like get back power or something like that. So because like maybe he's like weakened, but we're not sure like if it's like power line dormant. Like we're not like I'm not 100% sure how is he gonna be like, oh, I need to get back in power. But like that's what he said. He said that this pretty boy right here is Sauron. But the funniest thing that this guy did in episode 2 was like he after he rescued what's it called again Galadriel, right, from
Mhm,
like
mhm.
after all his shipmates died, like he touches the water and like slicks his hair back. I'm like, what was that? What was that?
Wait.
It's like, what, your hair's already slicked back? I want to slick it back some more because there's a girl on the ship now.
I must have missed that. I might have missed that, but okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that's
was
pretty
just like
funny.
what but yeah, man.
Yeah.
What was it called? What are your thoughts on? Do you think that what's it called again? What? Oh, do you think the person that rescues them is Isildur? Like young
The two
Isildur?
the two of them, the
Yeah,
Halbrand and Galadriel.
yeah.
Uh
Because during this time, I think
oh, right.
Isildur.
The ending. Yeah, I'm trying to, the ending was they were in front of someone's ship.
Yeah,
Uh oh, I honestly I wasn't looking carefully. Maybe it's a Isildur.
yeah. Like
Was there? Sorry, I wasn't. I didn't see the seed as much. What made you think it was a Isildur?
is for me. I don't know if it is. It's because like for like I'm assuming this is way before um Isildur, throw the ring into the
Throw the
fire. And he
ring.
goes,
Throw the
no,
ring.
right? Like
No,
because
it's
Mathis is
mine.
before that.
Yeah.
So this is so I'm assuming this is the scene that maybe the Rings of Power leads up to that scene, and then that's how it ends, right? I don't know, but you're gonna have to introduce a crap load more characters. But from what I heard, Isildur is cast in this show. That's the reason why.
Isildur. Sorry, I didn't pick that up. Isildur is.
Isildur, someone was cast as Isildur for the show.
Oh yeah. I saw the cast too. But I think. Wait. Let me check. Okay. Rings of Power cast. I think Isildur is. Yeah. If I looking at the photos, it's a kid. So
Oh,
he's
it's a
still young.
kid. Okay,
So it's
okay,
probably
okay,
not him. It's probably not him.
okay,
It's probably not Isildur.
okay. it's probably like a Sauron the Gray or some shit like that.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I'm pretty sure this is before Sauron becomes Sauron the White,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Most likely.
But yeah, man. I thought that to do if I would have to if someone would ask me, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Like, okay, but what's it called again? If they said that, like, if this is about like, oh, what do people think about the first two episodes? For me, I'm just like, like, if you're a big Lord of the Rings fan, like, by all means, that you can watch it. But for me, I think it's sort of boring.
Yeah, yeah, same. It's like it's the gap is pretty big between this
Mhm.
and House of the Dragon, in my opinion. And House of the Dragon didn't even cost $1 billion, as far as I know.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I don't probably expensive too, but not 1 billion levels of expensive.
yeah, agreed.
Mm.
All right, like,
But yeah, well, we'll see it. We'll probably see it through until the end of the season. See how it goes.
yeah, for sure. Hold on, I need to check something really quick, but that my wife just popped in and said that like the video is like very blurry, but it's like
Oh, it
blurry.
is.
I Is it blurry on your end?
Wait. Let me
Like
check.
the
Let me
actual
check.
YouTube feed.
Let me see.
She said it's blurry. I
It's
have.
it's 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 okay with me. Wait. Let me refresh. Let me refresh. It's it's okay for me.
Yeah, yeah.
It
I think it's fine for me. I think she's probably watching on like lower quality. Yeah, because I'm looking at it on a computer right now. It's 70. It's 720, so we're good.
yeah. Same here.
All
Okay.
right, cool. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, I it's I don't know, like for yeah, exactly. I echo your sentiment. Like, I am more interested in what happened in House of the Dragons. Like, I'm
Mhm.
actually looking forward to tomorrow's episode. Like, I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, same here, because of what happened in the second episode.
Yeah,
Yeah, so are we moving to House of the Dragon
yeah.
right?
Yeah. Let's talk about that now. Let's actually talk about House of the Dragon.
Okay. S- So
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
would you
yeah.
want to start, or I'll start?
Um,
I'll start it.
you can start it. You can start it for sure, man.
Okay. Yeah, so it starts with the council meeting, like discussing politics. Then Colorus barges in. Well, everyone is bickering about politics. Our shipments are getting attacked by the crab feeder.
Yeah, that
Then
shit was
like
crazy.
yeah, it's like they even it even went to the details. The crab entering the foot of one guy who was still alive.
Yeah,
Kind of disturbing, but yeah, that's classic GOT. Yeah, so the highlight there was like the highlight in that scene was Rhaenyra. Okay, trying to remember how to read her. Rhaenyra stepping in. It's like,
mhm.
why don't you send me in and I will decimate them with my dragons, or at least use them as a show of force with the dragons. But then Viserys is like, no, let us handle this. So they send her away through choosing the captain of the next head of the watch, right? Which
Yeah,
is chosen by Kristen, Sir Kristen Cole. Rhaenyra ends up choosing Kristen Cole because of his battle experience
yeah,
compared to all the other candidates.
yeah.
Yeah, I suppose that's within reason for Rhaenyra to do, but at the same time, I think, well, given Rhaenyra's very young, I think she has sort of a crush with Kristen Cole. Uh, I think she should have given all the others a chance too, because one this person has battle experience doesn't mean he's actually good at it, or he's actually a good leader. I
Mhm.
think Otto Hightower is correct in that matter.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah. Then okay, that's the first part of the second episode. Then the big meat is when Coloris and Renis, Coloris' wife, also Viserys' cousin, approach Viserys to marry their 12-year-old daughter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was so uncomfortable. I was like, dude,
yeah.
like she's like, oh my, she's 12 years old, and I'm pretty sure like what was that thing in the OG Game of Thrones? They were talking about like Sansa was talking about like she's afraid, like she's afraid to have her period, right? It's because if she has her period, that means that you can actually bear a child.
Mhm.
And so that's why when like the daughter was like, hey, we're supposed to get, my dad wants, us to get married, and like when I become of age, I can bear your child. I'm just like, she's a kid. She's a
Yeah,
fucking kid, man.
yeah. That's it's so scripted, and it's like that's something that she was coerced to say, because no 12-year-old is gonna say stuff like that.
Yeah,
There's just no way.
we should join our houses, and like with we have common interests, and we will be big power. And then they're like, your dad says your dad told you to say that, right?
Say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, really weird. But yeah, the ending, I actually did you see it coming? Because I saw it coming, because like
Yes.
there were so many hints. Even on the episode 1, it was already implied something was going to happen between them. And yes, the game, sorry, I'm so used to talking about games. The episode the episodes, there were so many scenes with Allison's like, oh, you're so nice, oh, thank you very much. Like, oh no, they're going that route,
Yeah. And
The-
the thing is that like the hand, right? The hand of he's from Hightower. Like you could tell, like, ever since, like, he's basically playing the game, and he was like, go be his, like, like, take care of him, make sure she's good, make sure
Mhm.
he sees you every day, be nice, listen to what he has to say and stuff like that. Like in episode 1, that already happened. So in episode 2, I'm like, I like right in the beginning when there's like, oh, that the king has to have king has to have another wife, and I'm just like, it's gonna be her, guarantee. It's going to be her. It's not gonna be anyone else.
Yeah, yeah. It just actually, it kind of highlights us. For me, it kind of highlights Damon, actually,
Mhm.
because do you remember in the first episode, when Damon was about to be banished by Viserys? Like, I see I see Oro for what he is. I don't know if I can say the word, but Viserys is like, what, a loyal subject? Then Damon was like, CUNT. He's taking
Oh,
advantage of, yeah.
oh, you
He's
can say
taking
that.
it.
You can say that. It's YouTube.
I'm not sure with YouTube. I know Twitch is fine, but I'm not sure with YouTube, because I know
Yeah.
YouTube is has high censorship. It's like, I think it kind of highlights he was correct. Like, the way I see Otto right now, he's kind of like a little finger.
Oh
He's
yeah,
a
for sure.
Yeah. It's like, I was waiting for him to be like, when Viserys was like, I'm gonna marry Allison. I was gonna. It's like, is he gonna get shocked, or is he gonna get, yeah? Then he was like, it was actually the latter. So it's like, yeah, I think Damon may have a point. He's being played by his one of his most loyal subjects. So it
Absolutely.
kind of it kind of highlights. Yeah, Damon is he's edgy, he's brutal, he's inconsiderate, but he may actually have some better traits compared to Viserys. Like, he has more of the stern leadership takes, which
Hmm.
makes me think like maybe he really is supposed to take the Iron Throne, at least at some time later. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's episode 2 kind of like also hints that Viserys is really not meant to be, because his injury from the throne, right, is his finger.
Yeah, it's getting
It
worse.
Yeah, it didn't heal. It got even it got infected and all that. So it's like, I've read somewhere in the comments, actually, in one of the reviews, like, that symbolizes that you are not fit to rule the Iron Throne. So there's probably gonna be more of that.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
what's the kind of Catlow says it's uncomfortable nowadays for sure, but during medieval times, 12-year-old girls were marrying age. Yeah, that, like, it's just
True.
like it's not like it's sort of like when you hear so and so, these two people are like incest was a normal thing in royal family, right? Because they want to keep the royal blood, and they want to keep that going. but the chances of you having like a kid that's sort of like, have some kind of mental, mental abnormations and stuff like that, where like your brain will not develop correctly, that happens. You have a higher risk of that. But the thing is that they're going to continue trying. But it's sort of talking about like how it's like this is like back in the day, back in like, consider this like medieval times, right? And how like there was no modern medicine there, so like doing a C-section will kill the woman, like in the first episode. And having kids, what's it called again, already like arranged marriage from the get-go. Like for me, like I only probably know two people that actually got arranged marriages, like from like their parents knew each other and then they arranged them up, like even though if they're really really young. But if you think about it, like it's when Sansa was like, she was like 14 or 13 in the first episode, and then she's like, she when there was blood all over her mattresses and her sheets, she was freaking out because she knows what's going to happen, and she does not like Joffrey. So with her, with this little girl who's I was going to say level 12, when she's 12 years old,
Yeah.
it's it's just like, well, that's how it was back then, like people don't tend to live until they're like 80. People like back in the medieval days, like in actual like Renaissance era and stuff like that, like medieval times, like people, if you'll be lucky to live up to like 30 or 40, because like plague or like sickness or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So but yeah.
Yeah, there was no medicine at that time, and every quality of life wasn't really as good back then. Yeah, definitely. So, which I don't know. They kind of leave it a more, actually they left kind of the episode a morally gray area. I forgot how old Allison is in the series.
I think she's 14.
Yeah, so it's still pretty young too. So it's like, if you're the king, if you're gonna engage in something like, well, society's kind of forcing you to do it since you're the king.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did he do the right thing in choosing Allison over Lena?
I like for me, as like, I think he chose wrong. But the thing is that
Ye-
I do know where he's coming from, because he actually said, I don't know you. Like, this is our first time talking. I don't know you. Versus like, I've known this girl for 6 months ever since, because this is between episode 1 and 2 is 6 months, right? So it's 6 months since my wife died, and this girl has been by my side every single day. Like, so for me, like, I've known her, I've grown accustomed to her, and like she knows me. And the fact that like when I dropped my Balerion like little like 3D printed figure, like you fixed it for me, like that's like a very like touching thing. So like, I don't even know you, 12-year-old little girl, but like, even though like I'm trying to see on his end as like a person who wants to get into a relationship with someone, um in terms of like a business, right? Because like marriage is considered a business. Even till this day, marriage for a lot of people is considered business. And with that, you have the king choosing how he went with his heart, other than other than went with his head, with his brain. Because knowing that like, if he married the 12-year-old, yes, it will bolster the family, it will make the family a lot stronger. And you'll have was it Valeria, is that where they're from?
yeah, Valerian bloodline to make
Yeah.
the
and
bloodline
and
stronger.
and like, you have like, and we all know what Valerian steel is, and so you have like the power of that. But now you sort of went against your sort of what's good for your family and for the kingdom, and you did something else. Now your enemy, now he's basically your enemy, and now your enemy is going to give that sort of access to the person that wants the throne the most. So I'm pretty sure maybe in like episode 3 or something like that, like, I don't know, maybe Damon will sort of be like, I'll take you, 12-year-old girl, as my wife, is because this, people will respect me, right? Now people respect the Valerian and Valeria, and you respect the Targaryen name. So now people are going to think this is a foolish move. This is a weak move. And same thing with like it, back in the day, when you think that like, oh, women cannot be in charge, only men can be in charge. If you think that way, you already have a king that has decided his heir is going to be a female. right? Not like, let's put it black and white, not the daughter, but just a female in general. Like as me, as back in the day, thinking close-mindedly, I'm just be like, wait, we can't have a female be a ruler. That won't happen. So maybe like there's gonna be some kind of struggle between power between both brothers. I'm not yeah, yeah, between both brothers.
Yeah, for sure. And like Colress already got so angry when during the council when Viserys decided to marry Alicent. He already went to Daemon right away towards the end of the episode. It's like if he's already helping out Daemon. It's like if you
Mhm.
defeat the crab feeder that's attacking my ships, it'll solidify his position. It'll further solidify his position to be king. And yeah,
Yeah.
I actually didn't think of what you said, that he might actually marry Lena instead. Yeah, that's definitely a possibility for sure. I didn't even think about it. Because like he was in the episode, he was like with the hooker, Misari is gonna make him his he was gonna make her his wife, and
Yeah.
allegedly their child, which is actually not true. He was just spreading around that she was pregnant, but she wasn't.
Yeah.
Then it, when I watched it the second time, I didn't know that I didn't realize that he admitted it to Rhaenyra when Rhaenyra
Mhm.
swooped in the
Yeah.
bridge with Cyrax. I thought it was gonna be a Cyrax versus Sector battle, but
It's Thor.
it didn't. Because it was the red dragon. But then
Mhm.
I didn't hear the first time that I didn't notice that Daemon said it to Rhaenyra that Misarya wasn't actually pregnant. It's like about to be child, about to be. I didn't know that Daemon admitted it to Rhaenyra. I
Mhm.
thought that Daemon just hid it that she wasn't actually pregnant. Back in the scene where Misarya and Daemon were saying like, why did you say that? Why did you say that I'm your queen and I'm gonna be your child and stuff like that? Like she
Mhm.
all Misarya ever wanted. That's why she went with Daemon was to be free from all these abuse of power. But
Yeah.
Daemon is pulling her right into it. But yeah, yeah, good. Maybe Daemon will get both Misarya and the kid. I mean,
Yeah.
he's already married once. It's just that he hasn't. The wife is in is somewhere else, probably
Like,
some later in the season or in season 2 maybe.
yeah, like
So
speaking of that, right? Like, they said that he's already like married, right? And he's like, well, I didn't get to choose. I didn't get to choose my
mm,
wife. So like this is the person I'm going to be choosing. And they said that like her hair was like golden or yellow or something like that, right? Something like
yeah.
you I wonder if it's a Targaryen. No, not Targaryen. I wonder if it's a Lannister.
Oh,
Yeah, like it's because as of right
yeah,
now we
yeah,
have not seen anyone from House Lannister yet. So, and the thing is that we know that their hair is golden or what's it called again? Golden or blonde, right? And so so I was wondering that. And the thing is, I did like the what's it called again? The talk when Rhaenyra showed up at the bridge talking to Daemon, and it was like, oh, like you came, like, this is my castle. I'm the heir, to the throne. So this castle is rightfully mine. And he was like, well, when you become of age, it'll be yours, right? And he's
yeah,
like, well, you also took my brother's egg, like, even though my brother was only alive for like 5 minutes or something like that, that's still my brother's egg. And he's like, well, this is gonna be for this is gonna be for my kid. And he's like, well, do you have a kid? And he's like, not yet. So
yeah,
that's
yeah. He
just like,
admitted it there.
yeah, he yeah, literally admitted, it's like, yeah, I lied. And the thing is that if he's willing to lie about that, he's gonna be lying all the time, right?
True,
And
true.
and for me, like, man, like I can see a lot of like the sort of like emotion, like the emotions that like the subtle like eyebrow like furrows and stuff like that, like Matt Smith is giving off. Like, you could tell like he really wants this, and he's willing to do whatever it takes to get this. And the thing is that he's done almost everything already, right? He's lied, and he's like cheated by like stealing stuff and like trying to usurp the Dragonstone. The only thing that he hasn't done is kill. So the thing is, I wonder if he, like, because Rhaenyra is like, I'm right here. I'm your what's it called again? Like, I'm literally that person that's right there that's stopping you from getting the throne. If
Yeah,
you really want it, kill me. Kill me right now. And then he's like, no. because I think that he values family more than anything. But
Yeah.
but he also is very selfish. But I think that he also has a soft spot for her. Like I'm not
Yeah.
sure. I don't think in a like a sexual way, but it's more like like a family. Like you're my niece. Like you're like go here you go. Here's the egg. Like that. And I think for me there is going to be a lot of like I think there's going to be a lot of really cool things that I'm going to be looking forward to. Like I want to see more like sneaky shit that like the little finger. I don't know his name. The new little finger is going to be the hand of the king is going to be doing. I want to see more stuff that Damon
Otto. His name
Otto
is Otto.
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 Okay,
Otto Hightower.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I like all of that. Let's see. What else have we seen? Like other than that, like we haven't been like introduced to like any other new characters, right? Everything on season not season was episode 2 was all like revolved around like what's happening in King's Landing, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. And oh yeah, there's what do you think of the rivalry between Rhaenyra and Rhaenys, the cousin of Viserys? Do you remember that scene? Like,
No, I do not.
oh,
Can you remind me?
it's okay. What happened before? It was the discussion between Rhaenyra and Rhaenys is. Do you remember the first scene in episode 1? It was between Viserys and a woman character. That
Yes.
would
Oh yeah. Okay, I remember now. I
yeah.
remember that now.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Yeah. That was Rhaenys. So it's like they had this discussion like Rhaenys telling Rhaenyra, "You're not getting the Iron Throne." Like she's saying, "Take it from me, who was a woman, like who tried to get the Iron Throne, but
Mhm.
they, instead they chose a male." So it's like Rhaenys is telling Rhaenyra, "When your father gets married, chances are he's gonna get a boy, and when that comes to pass, everyone would want that boy to be the king."
Correct.
So yeah, so they're setting up this rivalry between the two. So which I that's the part where I'm kind of most uncertain where it will go, given
Mhm.
what happened in the end of the episode. I'm sure Rennis will be kind of ticked off with that too, because she was
Yeah,
pushing for Lean as well.
she was considered the queen that never was, or something like that, right? Like I believe
Yeah,
that that's sort of like her unofficial title.
yeah,
And like for me, it's sort of like I think that Rhaenyra doesn't really care about the throne, in my opinion. I think that she's doing what her father wants. And I think like if given the opportunity, I think she wants to be more like a free spirited kind of person. It's like I
yeah.
don't really
I
want
think so
this,
too.
but the thing is that if I need to, then I will do it. And I definitely want to see more about her. Like I'm pretty sure she's she's pissed off that like, well, my daughter isn't going to be the queen, right? My daughter isn't going to be the queen and stuff like that. So
Mm.
I wonder what's going to happen. I think like so just speculating for future episodes. I think Viserys is going to die. Um Probably the same way that Khal Drogo went, infection, right? Sort of gets an infection, cannot heal, ends up dying, ends up taking his leg, or he can't walk anymore or something like that. And then during that time, when he's the weakest, maybe he impregnates Allison or something like that. We're not sure, but we both know that that they're gonna pull some shit with Damon. Damon's gonna somehow like come in, like I don't know, long live the king or something like that, and like literally like
Yeah,
takes over and usurps the throne. But I don't know, like because we do know there is a time jump. Is because like when I looked at IMDb looking up Rhaenyra, there was the one that we see right now is young Rhaenyra. So there
yeah,
is going to be an older one, and I believe they already showed her off. And so I wonder how far ahead that's going to be, right? Is that going to be like 20 years, 10 years later? Like maybe there's going to be something that happens in between where um Rhaenyra has to flee King's Landing on Cyrax, and then like Daemon becomes the king or something like that, and like like it's just we're not sure what's going to happen, but in terms of like excitement, I'm definitely looking forward to tomorrow's episode. Like I'm really looking forward to tomorrow's
yeah,
episode.
yeah,
I want to see what happens.
yeah. A lot of things is gonna happen in the next episode for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's like what's it called again? If like like it always happens whenever something is good or something is like really well paced, really well written, like it goes by really quick, right? For me, I felt
Yeah.
like the episode like episodes go by really quick. Like I felt like the House of the Dragons episode are like half an hour long, even though they're like an hour. And it's just I think the pacing is really well done. And for me, what's it called again? I actually what I actually really loved was the scale of the dragons. I know we all know that Cyrax is considered a smaller dragon, right?
Yeah.
Compared to the dragon that Damon has. Here, let me actually show you the dragon comparisons for Game of Thrones. Like it's actually really small. Like really like the dragons that we've seen like are really really small. What
Yeah,
that
compared to the biggest ones. Yeah.
yeah, so let me see oh, this was this deleted off of yeah, this might have been deleted off of what's it called again on Reddit. That's where I found it. Let me see. All right, so let me actually. Is this gonna show? There it is. All right, there it is. Okay, so let me actually bring this up so you can see. All right, so right over here. So let's go ahead and go. Let's go ahead and. All right, here it is. Boom. All right, so the last dragon is the smallest, right? So we know the last dragon, that's the smallest one. We don't know what that is, but so this is a scale. So the smallest dragon is the last dragon. The next three is Viserion, Rhaegal, and Drogon.
Oh, okay. The Game of Thrones dragons.
Yeah, Game of Thrones dragons. So we don't know who Moondance, Morgul, Shycos, or Stormcloud is. We don't know what any of these are. But we do know Cyrax is right here.
Yeah.
And Melee's is Daemon's dragon. And Balerion is the one that's dead. The one that's in the crypt.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay.
we knew how big Drogon was. Drogon looked big. That means that Cyrax is not full born yet. But we know that Melee's is fucking huge, right? Because if you looked at the comparison between both their dragons, Melee's neck is like fully extended out, like a big dragon versus like Drogon we thought was huge, but that means Cyrax is full grown. That thing is gonna be massive, right? It's gonna be freaking huge. So like we can actually see like the what's it called again, the scales. Which dragon does Viserys has? Is it Vagar? Is this still in his?
Oh,
But
I'm
like
not. Yeah,
be,
I'm not sure either.
because because we did actually I believe Allison asked about like, oh, why don't you go riding on your dragon? And he's like, where's your dragon right now, right? And he's like, oh, he's being like being taken care of or something like that. And the thing is that we seen both of these dragons already. Man,
Yes.
imagine seeing like these other dragons, like these massive ones. That's gonna be pretty sick. Like I want to see more of that too. I like seeing scales and stuff like that. And like this one right here is a blue whale,
Yeah.
right? So,
This is a good visualization. This visualization. I didn't know that Daenerys' dragons were part of the smallest one in the hierarchy.
yeah, I didn't know either, but I'm like, they're
Yeah.
pretty big. But the
Yeah.
thing is that like I'm pretty sure right now Cyrax is the same size as like Drogon full grown. That's how I feel like right now. Because Cyrax is still growing. Because you get the egg, you get the eggs when you're a baby, right? Like
Yeah.
the egg goes with the baby, and then I believe Daenerys' dragons didn't hatch until she was maybe about a year or two taking care of them. So let's say um I think Daenerys got her dragons when she was when they gave her away to the Dothraki. So that means that Cyrax probably hatched when like Rhaenyra was probably like 4 or 5. So that means the dragon's probably like 10 years old. So like it's and that dragon looks pretty big on screen, right?
Yeah.
So like I'm definitely I'm definitely loving the comparisons and stuff like that. This actually shows like how big Balerion was. So that's crazy.
Yeah. And I think it was implied somewhere in the second episode, like there's a I don't. I think it's. I'm assuming it's the one next to Balerion in your hierarchy.
Mhm.
I like there's a huge dragon out in the wild. They don't know where it is,
Yeah.
and it was said somewhere there. So there's more likely than not they're gonna show that dragon. Hopefully,
Mhm.
so you can really see how much bigger that dragon is compared to the dragons that we see right now.
Yeah, like for me, I do definitely think that out of all the characters, I think Damon is probably most interesting. He has like you don't know what he's going to do, and that it's he's a very like a very mysterious type of person, very like cunning. You know, like you don't want to get on his bad side because he will kill you. But he
Hmm.
also you also see his like his more weaker side or more like vulnerable side when like like you know like when he's at the whorehouse and he's just sitting there and he's just talking and you see like you can see like the struggle that he has, right? The struggle that he has being the king's brother, wanting the throne, doing whatever he can to get the throne, but at the same time not wanting to kill his niece, versus like the character building of Galadriel, right? Like
Yeah.
in like Galadriel, just like I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. You know, like
Hmm.
my motivation is to avenge my brother. My motivation is to make sure that like I can take down Sauron. Versus his motivation is more like you can see more, and that's and like you have 2 episodes of each are now out, right? Like we have gotten
Yeah.
so much more character development in one
In
episode of House of the Dragons
House of
versus
the
two
Dragon
episodes of the Ring
of
of Power.
Rings of Power. Yes, exactly. True.
Yeah, but it's good though. Like so what's it called again? Are you looking for what are your thoughts? Did you have any like sort of like theories on what's going to be happening next?
Uh, yeah. I'm more of like auto trying to figure out what's his end game. It's like because in a political perspective, it Colrus has the I think the much more power because he holds the shipments.
Yeah.
And Otto, I'm not exactly sure what Otto holds apart from being master of coin, I suppose, being the right hand of the king.
Hmm.
I'm actually not sure who has the more power, but I get the feeling it's actually Colrus because it's at the end of the day he holds the trade.
Yeah.
I mean, he can. I think Colrus has the ability to cripple Otto, but yeah, I'm pretty excited what's the dynamic between the two. But we can already see Colrus bidding Colrus. I'm getting it's either Corliss or Colrus. I'm getting confused.
Hmm.
Colrus getting so like this is so bullshit. Okay, I'll just go to Damon because Viserys is out of his mind. So it's like he's already talking to Damon like, okay, do defeat the crab feeder for me. Which I have a strong feeling that's gonna be one of the prominent scenes in the next episode, like Damon taking on the crab feeder. Maybe
Hmm.
they're gonna go on a one-on-one duel, something like that. Because they showed the crab feeder prominently in the last episode. Like there's even a zoomed up version of the crab feeder's face before the
Yeah.
episode closed. So I get the feeling it's gonna be more of Damon taking action and taking on the crab feeders. Like, okay, I solved the trade deal problem. This is why I deserve to be king. So I see
Hmm.
it going that direction because
Hmm.
this will strengthen this claim. And it's like, yeah, Viserys, why are you marrying this Allison where you could have married Lena? Then here's Damon doing what needs to be done for the better of the kingdom. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's I think it's gonna start to things will begin to escalate in the next episode already in the third episode. So yeah, I'm excited too. I think that's where it will go. I think that's the direction House of the Dragon will go. Those are my
Yeah.
takes.
Yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to that. Right. Like I want to see more of like the other worlds that we weren't able to see in the mainline Game of Thrones. I want to see more like because by the time we got to Daenerys, like Valeria is already done, right? Valeria's gone
Yeah,
already, right? So I want to see more of that. I want to see more characters that have like good backstories and it's just like it's like, oh, we want to see more of this. We want to see more of this. What was the company, the Golden Company, right? Like Cersei got
Oh
hired by the
yeah,
Golden Company, and like I
yeah,
want elephants, and maybe this time we'll get elephants or something. And we want to see them actually like why is the Golden Company like feared? Like they're like hired like mercenary, but they're like top tier, right? We need
yeah,
to see more
yeah.
of that. Um, like I wonder if we're gonna see a little bit more of Dorne, or like maybe we're actually gonna see where is the Lannisters from? Do you remember?
Uh, Casterly Rock, or is that
Casterly Rock.
already?
We haven't seen anything from Casterly Rock.
Yeah,
So I would say like if we can actually see something from Casterly Rock, like to see how rich they actually are, because they're supposed to be the richest, like richest group in the kingdom. Maybe I'm not sure if like Valyria is considered like the richest, maybe before Casterly Rock sort of became rich, but we and like like this is way before like Tywin came into power, right? But I would like to see more like Casterly Rock. We don't necessarily need to see more of the Starks, like what's up in
yeah,
Winterfell. Like we don't
yeah,
need that
yeah.
anymore.
Agreed.
Like we don't need to see what's happening in Dorne, but I do want to see what's more happening in the South. Or, like Valyria. I want to see like all these like like how like different characters like hey how back then this used to happen. Remember this, and then I want to see more of like how was Valeria taken out? How was this? We all heard stories of this. We all heard stories heard stories of like some crazy person, right? And it would be pretty sweet to see how it all went down, right? Because we do have what maybe 170 something years, almost what is it? Almost like 2 centuries before like the current like Game of Thrones stuff like happened. So
Yeah,
it'll be pretty sweet.
true.
Like I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah,
Hell yeah, man.
yeah. In terms of Dorn, I think we're gonna see more of them actually through Kristen Cole, the
Yeah.
chosen captain, because he's from Dorn. So I
Yeah.
imagine actually it's probably not gonna end well for him. Because
He
yeah,
might get
I
killed
mean,
off.
yeah, because eventually in Game of Thrones, like Dorne has nothing to do in any of the positions in King's Landing. So yeah, it's probably not gonna end well for Dorne. Good, and
Yeah.
considering in Game of Thrones they actually had a hidden agenda. Well,
Mhm.
no, actually, no. I remember. Yeah, it turned out differently in the books. That's where it started to deviate from the books and the TV series. I
Yeah.
think in the TV series, I forgot the name of the guy in the who cannot walk. He's crippled in the chair. The
And
the the I forgot his name. I forgot his the one the head of Dorn in
oh
GOT.
crap.
Yeah, I don't
Oh
remember
yeah.
the one who eventually got betrayed by his own sister.
Yeah.
Because yeah, it in the books I know it goes like Dorn is plotting something against King's Landing, and he was the brains behind it. But in the series, they made it like he's such a peacekeeper. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
no, that's he didn't want any war with King's Landing, but it's which his sister didn't approve of. So his sister
Oh,
betrayed him eventually.
Doran Martell.
Yeah, there we go, Doran. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
Doran
Doran
Martell.
was supposed to be angled as someone plotting against King's Landing. Maybe they will
Yeah.
go for that this time. Maybe I'm not sure. Maybe
Yeah.
they'll try to deliver on that this time.
Yeah. Like it's yeah, like I wouldn't mind seeing more of that, like why they are so like the way they are, but it's yeah, like he I just want to see more shit that's gonna go down, more plotting, more scheming. I like all of that. Like we don't need to know like any about like the red woman or the man in red. We don't need to know any about that like sort of like supernatural like crazy like magic stuff. We don't need to learn any. We don't need to know any about that. Like I want to know like more of the sneaky shit that happens. Like like what's it called again? Like you said, like Otto is like our like House of the Dragons version of like Littlefinger. Like I want to see how maybe he weasels his way. Maybe he somehow like like he somehow becomes like a king regent, right? Like maybe if like the whole thing with Allison goes through without a hitch, he becomes king regent basically. So
Yeah,
but we'll see, man. It's definitely more exciting. Like that like I can like I every new episode for the what's it called, Rings of Power comes out on Friday, right?
Yeah, I think so. I
Yeah,
think it's just it's first 2 episodes for this week only. Then the succeeding, I'm assuming it's also 1 episode. How
yeah.
many episodes is Rings of Power? I didn't even look how many episodes Rings
Uh,
of Power is gonna
I
be.
think it might. I think they might go 10. I think they might go
10.
10. Yeah,
Okay. So
but
around the same as House of the Dragon.
I think so. I think so.
Okay.
So
Okay.
and the thing is that I like it's good that Amazon is like if you're like a big Lord of the Rings fan and like just to be smart, it's good to release your episodes episodically like every week. Is because like let's say if like you released what's it called again, Stranger Things season 4, and like everyone watches it within like a day, like people will talk about it for about a week at most, and that's it,
Yeah.
right?
Makes sense. Makes
Versus
sense.
like Game of Thrones, like everyone is like, yo, did you see this week's verse? Did you see this week's Game of Thrones? Yo, did you see? It's sort of like this will drag out for like 10 weeks, like so about like almost 2 months, right? So no, like almost 3 months, about 2.5 months, 2.5 to 3 months, and like people are talking about it constantly. So I think that's the reason why like a lot of people was like, I think if they were to release something, they should do it how HBO does it, even though it's not good for the fans, like for consumers. Like we want
Yeah.
things all right now so we can binge the shit out of it, right?
Yes.
But
Exactly.
in terms of like how companies are, they're like, if we have it like separated through 10 weeks of show, people will be talking about it constantly.
Yes.
It's sort of like if you go on Twitter, every Sunday would be like, the number one trending Game of Thrones, number one trending, or something like that. So
Yeah. Makes sense.
it's but yeah, man, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm definitely looking to it.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and segue a little bit. Did you watch She-Hulk?
Not yet. Not
Okay.
yet. But I'm
I
looking to
haven't
watch it.
either, but you know what's going all over the internet, right?
I've seen bits and pieces of it, but not the story. But yeah, I know it's also there's some things there like She-Hulk twerking. So I saw
Yeah,
something like that. And I
yeah.
don't know the other details, but yeah,
So
trying to make I think it's the same thing with Galadriel Rings of Power, something similar.
so according to what I heard, I haven't seen it yet. I might force myself to watch it. It's just, if you think about it, it's like free content, right?
Yeah.
So I might force myself to watch it, but I guess like there's like a shapeshifter, something like that was in She-Hulk, and that the shapeshifter shapeshift into Megan Thee Stallion. So and then I guess that the real Megan Thee Stallion showed up at the end of the episode. And let's go ahead and watch it. I haven't seen it yet. I'm actually gonna post this terrible thing up, and we'll watch it. We'll watch it together. It's about 1 minute and 14 seconds long.
Okay,
so
okay.
so let's go ahead and watch this. Oh man, I'm not looking forward to this. All right. Oh man, but from what I heard, other than the twerking thing, I heard that this is like for the CGI. I heard this is like the worst. This is the worst so far out of all 3 episodes. All right, here we go.
I thought I was dating Megan Thee Stallion.
I'm sorry, what? Sorry, you thought you were dating Megan Thee Stallion? Multiple Grammy Award winner megastar Megan Thee Stallion.
Oh my god, the 3 looks bad.
Did you not get? Do you guys think I have a shot with the real Megan Thee Stallion? Should I go back?
No, please don't do that. Thanks for that testimony in there, Jen.
No lying? That's right. There's only one Megan Thee Stallion. Hey, there's my new favorite client. Just your signature there.
Oh no.
And then this initial. Good. And initials up here.
Oh no, dude.
I will kill
What's
you.
happening? What are they doing?
Oh no.
Solid back.
She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, original series streaming Thursday, August 18th. Only on Disney Plus.
Oh god. That's awful. Oh no. Okay, other than the fact that the 3D does not look good, that was okay. I know they're trying to like maybe get in touch with like the younger crowds, right? You know, like
yeah. That's how
like
I
like
see it too.
but the thing is that twerking is like so old now. It's like well, when did twerking get popular? Right? It was I believe it was Miley Cyrus doing it in like some kind of show, right? Like she did it with like I think it was God, Robin Thicke. He was singing like blurred lines, I know you want it. And I guess what's it called again? I think Miley Cyrus was twerking on him. And I guess like everyone started doing it now, right? And it's just like they're really trying to get in touch with like the younger crowd. It's like, hey, look, Megan Thee Stallion's here. And people like WAP, right? So like Megan Thee Stallion's here, and like we can get in touch with more of the younger crowds, the more of the normies, right? So like
Yeah.
there are people who like the thing is that Marvel is very mainstream now, right? From
Yeah,
ever
true.
since I think ever since like the first Avengers, I think Marvel became extremely mainstream. But it's sort of like what would bring people to go watch She-Hulk? Cameos. We have a cameo from Megan Thee Stallion. We have a cameo from this character. Like the thing is that like if a show cannot stand on its own merits just by being good, by being like being entertaining, and all you're bringing in is just a bunch of cameos, it's like the is that all you have, right?
Yeah.
It's and that's the thing, like sort of I think that's where the boys did it correctly. Like it's sort of like they're bringing in actors who are playing the characters. They're not bringing in cameos, right? They're bringing in actors, right? Where they brought in Jensen Ackles to play what's it called again? What's his name? Soldier Boy, right? And then I believe in season 4 they're bringing in Jeffrey Dean Morgan to play some character, which is really cool. But like if you're gonna be like, oh, Megan Thee Stallion is actually going to be a specific character we're bringing in, and it's going to be there versus, oh, we're going to bring in a bunch of cameos. And the thing is that 3D did not look good, right? And the thing is, you're like, what happened? Like let me actually pull up an image of some 3D comparisons, right? Let's see, but it's bad. It's pretty bad. I like they spend a crap ton of money working people overtime and stuff like that. And I even heard of people who are like complaining and stuff, complaining about like how much they got like overworked. Okay, so let me see. Did you watch Pirates of the Caribbean, right?
Some of them, not all of them. So
all right.
So there's a good chance I won't remember. But anyway, let's see it.
All right, so let's actually bring this up. Okay, so there it is. All right, you're gonna see Squid Face. You're gonna see Squid Face, Davy Jones. Look, this was back in 2009, right?
Yeah.
Like, look how good this looks. Like, look how good this really looks. And it's and majority of the time, I know a lot of like these 3D movies, like they usually try to have 3D characters more in the nighttime, so it hides all like the imperfections. But this thing is brightly lit, and like look how good this looks, right? And then you compare it to She-Hulk, right? You compare it to She-Hulk, and She-Hulk CGI compared to that, like I know that like it's what's it called again? It's it's a TV show, it doesn't have a big budget, but you're Disney, like
exactly.
you're Disney. Like how can you not have like really good CGI? Like this image is, I guess, is a little better, but like this one is like, okay, this one's probably like it's a little blurry, but it's unflattering. But this one is like you compare that to what's it called again? You compare that to like this, right? Like
Yeah.
like a lot of people were like, oh, you know, Thanos' 3D looks really good. You can actually see all the pores. You can actually see all like the what's it called again, the ambient occlusion. So sort of like whenever there's a light behind a person's ears, right? Because your ears are made of the cartilage, you should be able to see the light coming through, right? And the thing is, that was done a long time ago. So that's more than 10 years ago that Davy Jones CGI came out, and now you have something like this. And if you have so much money, why can't you do something better? It's
Yeah,
and
exactly.
it's
It's been so long, so technology should have been better by now. And
yeah,
since you already have the backbone experience to create something like the image you showed in 2009, or
Mhm.
what year was that? The one with Davy Jones.
Pirates. Oh, so this is the Dead Man's Chest, right? So this was back in no way, this is back in 06.
Yeah, and there we go. It's even much earlier. So
Yeah.
why can't you pull it off right now? Almost 15 years later, almost probably yeah, more than a decade later, and you can still it's yeah, it looks kind of bad. It feels so out of place if I look at it right now. The
Yeah.
She-Hulk one. It feels like it feels I don't know. Yeah, out of place is the best way for me to describe it. Apart from I don't want to say cheap because it wasn't, because I'm pretty sure they put a lot of money into this, but yeah, it could have been implemented better. It could have been.
I think they spent all of their money on Megan Thee Stallion. For that cameo.
Probably.
Yeah, they're like, it's like, okay, we have 100 million. Let's say each episode takes like about 10 million, 10, 20 million dollars to make, right? And it's like we have $20 million of our budget, and Megan Thee Stallion was $10 million. It's like that's half their budget. So and like working in the game industry, working in animation industry, and knowing people that done these stuff. Like, I'm not sure if you're aware, but back in the day, when The Life of Pi came out, right? I believe when that movie came out, like I think it won like best like visual effects, but at the same time, that studio was worked so hard that like they had to close down the studio, right? I believe like animators actually tried to like go in like to work the next day, and the doors were like chained up. So like everyone on that project was let go. So the thing is that like I know that right now, especially during like as right now with this is like we're like heading towards post COVID, right? Sort of like everything's opening back up. Everything, not a lot of people don't really care too much about COVID anymore. People don't really like, you know, people still wear masks, of course, and people are still getting their vaccines, but like it's not as crazy as it was 2 years ago. You know, how like, you know, someone's coughing, if you're not wearing a mask, people will yell at you or beat you up or something like that. So maybe that's why they fear that like if I don't complain and I just stick on just working in this job, you know, like I'll just like work through it. And because jobs are so hard right now to get especially during this crazy time, this lockdown era, like might as well just, you know, suck it up. And it sucks. It's because you hear people who are like, I believe Jessica Gao, like she's like, oh, you know, like the show is made for women and stuff like that, you know, great and all. But the thing is that like you're working your people to the bone for things that is like not passable, right? And we've seen like things that like fan art can do that makes like you can do something that can make it look really really good. Like even that still image of She-Hulk, right? Like even this still image, like it does not look good. And the thing is that still image is like you can potentially find like better shots of it, right? Like you can potentially find like better CGIs, like this, like hold on, like this one is a little better, right? This one is a little better. It's a little better, but it's still not great, right? Like it's still not that great. Like it looks good, still image, but like if you're comparing this to Davy Jones, like Davy Jones, like it looks way better. But but yeah, like but it's funny is because people will defend this show like through thick and thin, is because You know, a lot of people are like, if you don't like, you know, Rings of Power, you're considered a racist. If you don't like She-Hulk, you're considered a sexist and a racist at the same time. And
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, we just want good stuff. And like even looking at like this, like this is probably like a in you know, like the shot of like this is I believe this is in Infinity War. Like even this look like the lighting is better, right? The lighting is a lot better here. And I don't know, this grainy image looks better to me than this, or even something like this, or like this or something, right? Like this looks really bad. And it's just you know, like this lighting here is a little better, right? You can see like the texture of the skin and stuff like that. Like, wait, She-Hulk left fans with big feelings about improved CGI. Like this looks better. I wonder if it's done by fans, right? But it's just there's a lot of things to yearn for. Like for me, like I'm just basing it off what I've seen so far, right? I don't want to come off being like, oh, you haven't seen the show, so like you shouldn't say anything about it. But the thing is, we have eyes. And we know there are places where like there's uncanny valley where it looks too weird, right? So let me bring up. Do you know the term uncanny valley?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so uncanny valley is the word is when something is done in 3D that looks real, but it also looks really fake at the same time, but that makes you uncomfortable, right? So let me actually bring up the definition. A range of appearances, mannerisms, or behaviors subtly different from humanoid in otherwise humanoid figures that may cause negative reactions such as fear, discomfort, or revulsion. Like uncanny valley is like let me bring up a photo. It might be sort of creepy, but like it's sort of like maybe something like this, you know, even something like that. It's like like this, right? This looks really weird. Like this is creepy, right? Like so that's why like when did you watch what's it called again? Alita, Battle Angel?
Oh, no. That's one of the ones I missed. I should probably watch that actually.
Yeah. Alita, I remember when originally it came out, they said that let's say there's a before and after. I remember like the what's it called, and after. Let me actually Google that. So they changed they changed her look, right? So originally Alita Battle Angel, the CGI they changed it. I remember during the first trailer, they're like, it's like uncanny valley area, right? So so like let me actually show you. So this is before, right? And this is after.
After is the bottom, I'm assuming.
The after is bottom. Yeah, the after is bottom, the before is top. So the top one, a lot of people was like, this is uncanny valley territory. And and they're like, the bottom is the one that like, okay, that one looks a little bit better. But like, why? Is because they actually made her eyes bigger, like her pupils.
Yeah.
Like if you look over here, like it's like this small, and this one's a little bit bigger. I think it's bigger by like 10%, and it looked a lot better. Is because whenever the humans think something that looks like, when you're trying to animate or design something that makes something looks very, very real life, it somehow is very off. That's why it's like for a very good example would be Avatar, right? Avatar, like the Blue Man groups, and then you have Gollum. Like, why was that okay? Like, even though they're alien-like looking, but like it doesn't look weird. It's because the proportions are a little off where we can accept it. But once the proportion gets too close, if the proportions of the eyes and the ears or something like that is too close to that of a human, we judge it more harshly. So I believe in She-Hulk. I think it looks okay, but the thing is it's just like it's just not like I know a battle angel Alita, like even the CGI here looks way better like than the She-Hulk stuff, but it's just so hard to like watch something and you're just like, this doesn't look good, you know, like you Disney, you're a $1 billion company, like invest more into this, right? If this show was so important, right? If the show was so important to you, and the show is so important that like it's saving lives, sort of like the Eternals, right? Oh, this movie is so important, it saves lives. If
Saves
it's that
lives.
important,
Okay.
put more money into it. Like make it look better. Make like and just make a good show. But you know, they can't. And a lot of people would just back the shows. Like so for me, like oh, you haven't seen the show, like you know, you can call me whatever you want, you know, bigot or racist or some shit like that. Oh, because you don't like She-Hulk or whatever.
The usual.
But yeah, man, it's it's crazy. But how are things on your end, man? Like is there like something you're looking forward to, like other than like you know, the Rings of Power or anything like that? Like is there any other TV shows that are like up and coming that you're like, oh man, I want to watch that, or a movie?
Honestly, it's no. I just go along when it comes to TV series. Like when I see it in the news, that's when I get curious. I don't really go out of my way to research what's incoming because I have so many backlog TV series as well and anime because like whenever I do live streams, like oh you should watch like Bailey's is telling me to watch JoJo's Adventures, JoJo's Misadventures, Spy Master. I have a lot to catch up to when it comes to anime and movies.
Yeah.
And I'm also watching some of it's more I don't really want it's more of like a comfort food TV series rather than a groundbreaking one. Like are you familiar with like The Blacklist?
Yes.
Yeah,
I haven't. I watched like an episode.
Yeah, it's because I can understand why it's not something people talk about because it's more of like an NCIS kind of TV series or a CSI kind of series. It's like you watch an episode, it's in itself, it's a plot. Then the underlying plot is actually they're actually kind of dragging it on until it reaches the end. So yeah, it's not something we talk about in the podcast because it's like you know it's they're just dragging it on until like the profitability of that TV series is not it's not worth it anymore. That's the time they cut it loose. Yeah, I'm also watching those kinds of TV series. That's why. That's what it's just that there's so many backlog. So I don't really look forward to any TV series unless I see it on YouTube and the news. That's what like House of the Dragon and Rings of Power. That's the only time I get aware of it. It's because a lot of people are talking about it.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. So what's it called again? Before we finish our stream, let's I do have something I want to show you. So
Okay.
we just watched what's it called again, the She-Hulk twerking thing, right?
Mhm.
All right. So this has to do with that, and might as well just watch it because this is actually pretty funny.
Certified freak, 7 days a week. Yeah, you can put some more P-word in a bucket and a mop for this wet-ass P-word. Everything you've got for this
They got
wet-ass P-word. Beat it up, N-word. Extra charge. Extra large. Extra hard. P-word right in your face. Swipe your nose like a credit card. I'm fun top. I want to ride. Do a kegel while it's inside. Spit in my mouth.
They nailed this one.
This P-word is like, come take 8 off.
I love this.
Yeah. Whoever came up with this is pretty genius.
This is amazing. This is awesome. I love that so much. Oh
Yeah.
god. And so are you familiar with Ben Shapiro?
Ben Shapiro. No, honestly, I'm not a basketball person or even a sports person.
Oh, he's not into sports. Ben Shapiro is a he is I believe he's a realtor and his wife is a doctor, but they are they own well he's actually known more for owning the Daily Wire. So it's
okay, my bad.
Yeah,
I was probably thinking of someone else.
So it is a what's it called again? So people, it's more of a conservative leaning sort of like news outlet and stuff like that, and they talk more into about like being more conservative, being a Republican and stuff like that. But the reason you're like, why is it what's it called? Ben Shapiro, so couple months back, couple years back, maybe like last year when WAP came out, he was reading Ben Shapiro. He's an Orthodox Jewish person. He's pretty religious and stuff like that. And like he's like basically reading that like wet ass pussy. And he's basically reading that, and he's talking about my wife is a doctor, and she told me that if you have a wet ass pussy, you should definitely go see your doctor right away. And he's very straightforward, and he's very like he means like he's very it's just like the way his mannerisms are is just like he reads everything like how it is, and he's like, oh, you shouldn't do that and stuff like that. So that's the reason why when you hear that song, like they actually use the part where he was actually reading off the lyrics of WAP into that song. That's why you hear a guy singing it. That's why.
That's why. Okay, I got it. Yeah, I've seen those videos before. Like they're picking it from the bottle with a lot of random scripts. Then they read it out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's what you're pertaining to. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
okay.
But hell yeah, man! It's good talking to you, man. Damn,
Yeah.
we've been talking for almost 2 hours now. Shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit! No, we gotta stop. We gotta stop that. But yo, thank you so much for taking your time and coming on, man. It's always good.
Sure.
It's always good doing the podcast with you. But if you haven't already done so, please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and that'll definitely help our channel. We will go. Our next time we will be going live is next Saturday at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And it's most likely we're going to be talking more about the Rings of Power, and episode 3 of House of the Dragon is coming out tomorrow. I might force myself to watch She-Hulk. We'll see, but as of right now, I think that is going to be our agenda. So before we go, Grae, you want to shout out your socials or anything like that?
For now, I am streaming at twitch.tv/Grayblade. You can see it's the same as my username. YouTube videos, that's in the pipeline. So I have a YouTube, it's also Grayblade, but it's empty right now, so I wouldn't want to show it right now. So yeah, I stream mostly JRPGs for now. After Horizon, I'll be streaming. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the game to come out. It's called Valkyrie Elysium. But yeah, I'm also streaming Final Fantasy 9. So that's about it. So come hang out with us. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you very much. Thank you for
awesome. Yeah, go ahead. All the links and hyperlinks and where you can go ahead and follow Grayblade is located down below in the description. You can also follow me at Mr. Phillip Chan, both on Twitter. No, not Twitter. Both on Twitch and YouTube. And you can also follow me Twitter /PhillyChan PhillIECHAN. I just post random memes or funny videos or something like that. But thank you so much, Grae. We will check you guys back here on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right. See you.